Hello, welcome back to my channel, Thrifty Day. On today's episode, we're going to be making a very simple no-sew DIY journal. These are some of the supplies you'll need: wet glue of any kind. I'm using PVA glue, scissors, a paper cutter, a cover to an old book. I used a little golden book, and 5 pieces of cardstock. I used the kind of cardstock that is printed on both sides. I got mine at Joann's, but you don't have to use that. You could use whatever cardstock you have laying around. So the first thing you're going to do is choose your 5 pieces of cardstock. You could use more if you want. I think 5 is a nice number and makes a nice journal size, but you can use as many as you want. And once you choose your 5 pieces of cardstock, you're going to need to fold them all in half. So break out your bone folder because you really want to make sure that they are nice and crisp in their folds. You want them to be folded really well. So fold them all in half and make sure that they are folded really, really well. So I love this paper. Like I said before, I got it at Joann's. It is printed on both sides, which makes for a really pretty journal, especially the kind we're making today. I do know that Michael's also does have some paper that is printed on both sides as well. So yeah, go ahead and check out your craft stores and find one that's pretty. And this doesn't even have to be a Christmas journal. It could be an everyday journal. So if you find paper that's printed on both sides, you can make an everyday journal as well. The next step is to measure your first folded piece of paper. You're going to use your book cover as a template. You're going to make 2 marks because you want your paper to be slightly smaller than the cover so it fits nicely. So make those marks, use your paper cutter or your scissors, and trim a straight line across that first piece of folded paper. And once that first folded cardstock is done, you're going to want to use that as a template for the rest of your folded cardstock. As you can see, that cardstock fits perfectly in that book cover. So now I'm going to use the cardstock that is already cut, and I'm going to use it as a template to cut the rest of the cardstock pages. I do some quick measurements on each one, and then 2 at a time usually I will cut the cardstock so that they all match perfectly. Now, once that step is done and all of your cardstock are trimmed perfectly, you're going to want to start layering your journal, but don't get rid of those scraps. Set them aside because you can use them in your journal later. So the layering process is very easy. You're just going to open one page and add another one in, and you're going to do that for each of those cardstock pages. And then where you layer them in, we're going to glue so that it makes an accordion style journal that will open as pages but also open wide. And you'll see what I mean as soon as it's all glued together. Here's a quick little demo of how it will look even before it is glued. So now grab your wet glue. I'm using PVA glue because it's a strong glue, and you're going to need a pretty healthy amount of it. So don't be conservative when you're using your glue today. You can use wax paper. I did for the first one that I started to glue down, and then I quickly realized that if I just was careful, it was a lot easier. So what I'm going to do here is roll up my sleeves and get ready to use a lot of this glue. I did put some wax paper down, and I grabbed that first sheet of cardstock, and I applied a generous amount of glue onto the cardstock. I also realized a moment in that this paintbrush was much too floppy, so I actually end up changing paintbrushes too. You know, you live and learn. I kind of these DIYs, I'm flying by the seat of my pants, and so I did make some changes here. But as you can see, I just put that first folded cardstock over onto the other one. And I press firmly. I get rid of that wax paper because I realize it's actually just more in the way than it helps. And I use my scraper to make sure that the cardstock is adhered completely. And this is a really simple process, and we're just going to do it now for the rest of the cardstock pieces. So again, apply a generous amount of that PVA glue or wet glue, white glue, school glue, anything you have will work. I do recommend using a strong glue though. And then right along those folds, go ahead and put it on there. Like I said, I use my scraper to make sure it's adhered 100% completely. And you just continue to repeat that process with the rest of the cardstock. As you can see, the accordion sort of style is already starting, and now I'm just going to continue to add that PVA glue. I actually got my PVA glue on Amazon. I'm not sure if they sell PVA glue at Michael's or Joann's. I'm not sure I've ever checked, but I get mine on Amazon. So just continue to use it. Like I said, you could also just use white school glue. That would work absolutely fine for this craft if you were doing it with your children. You don't need to buy a special glue or anything like that. White glue would absolutely be fine. I don't recommend glue stick though. I'm not sure if it's strong enough, although it could be. So that's our last piece of cardstock, and now I'll go ahead and open it up once I scrape it to make sure that it's on there really well and show you what we've created. It's sort of an accordion style journal, but it also looks like pages, and you'll see more once we glue the covers onto the front and to the back. So I start with the back cover, and what I'm going to do is get that ribbon and put it right down the center of the back of the book. You do want to use a healthy amount of glue here because you want to make sure that it's adhered really well. So once you do one side, I go ahead and do the other. I make sure it's down really well onto that book though. So I just use my glue and I put a generous amount onto the other side as well. And I make sure that that ribbon is completely flat onto the back of the book. So now that that step is complete, I'm going to grab my accordion journal pages and I'm going to apply more glue to the back page of that journal book that I've created. And then I'm going to put a little bit more even onto the ribbon to make sure that it's very, very, very sticky so it can stick very well. And then I'm going to put that book page journal that I created right onto the back cover. I'm going to use my scraper to make sure that it's down very, very, very well. And once you've put that page down, you're going to want to kind of look it over to make sure you have enough adhesive on there. You may need to add a little more around the edges because if you're going to be opening and closing this book a lot, you want to make sure that it's down really well. Now with that step complete, we just need to repeat that same process with the front cover. And this time it'll be a little bit easier because it's already all together, so you just need to add glue to that front page. And then once all your glue is on there, grab that front cover, line it up with the back cover, and press firmly. And again, I will use my scraper to make sure that it is adhered completely and very well. And that's it. I told you this tutorial was really simple and it would move very quickly. Now all you need to do is grab that ribbon, tie it in a bow, and then trim the ends because it may be a little bit long depending on the length that you cut to use. Do keep in mind that as you or whoever you give this to creates in the journal, it will expand, so don't cut them too short. Make sure there's enough room that once you have created in the journal, there's plenty of space to tie a nice bow in the front, even when it's complete. But as you can see, this is such a sweet little gift to give somebody. I'm going to go ahead and decorate one of the pages just so you can see what it looks like. So this is my little caddy that I keep a lot of my little photos and odds and ends in for journaling. I just picked a couple of pictures that I thought were cute and kind of Christmassy. My daughter Abby used to do a lot of promotional work for companies, and so this was a really cute layout she did a couple of years ago. Not layout, photo shoot she did a couple of years ago. I don't even remember who it was with, but she's wearing like a little Grinch onesie, and that's our dog. Our dog even got to be in the photo shoot, so that was really fun. And these are some really cute little die cuts that were sent to me in a holiday care package. I absolutely love them, so I'm going to use them in this layout as well. I just used double stick tape for everything, including the photos, and put them on there in a decorative way. These are some cute little stickers that are holiday stickers by Tim Holtz, and it made such a cute little page. So these are really fun pages to create on, very simple. You can either give it blank or decorate all the pages and give it as a gift to somebody. So I hope you really like this DIY. It was really fun to make, and I think it would be a really great holiday gift, or you could make it non-holiday and make it a Christmas gift or an everyday gift. Well, if you enjoyed this super simple journal tutorial, please like this video and leave a comment. I appreciate that so much. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you plan on making one to keep for yourself or give as a gift. I also just want to say thank you so much to everyone for all your support throughout this year. It has meant so much to me. My channel has grown immensely, and I have you to thank for that. So I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and thanks for watching. Bye.